More like 9 and change. And a rough 9 years at that. But who's counting? You know, when I first learned some of the escape pods made it away from the station, I'd hoped. I did search for you, Commander. Just as soon as I was able. Might be you're giving me more grace than I deserve, but either way, thank you. So then, I gather Val subscribed to our state of affairs?
Confirmed. The commander has received a full briefing on the following topics: the invasion of Arcadia, the Rift, and Agent DeVries' survival.
DeVries. Would have been better if she joined the dead. I figured she'd done just that until I got the alert that she brought down the Earth Directorate satellite. If she's of a mind to, she could use the information on that thing to destabilize the Rift and destroy Arcadia. She was one of us, Commander. It's our responsibility to stop her.
Acts of unprovoked violence are not sanctioned by the Earth Directorate except on occasions of premeditative self-defense. Searching. Mission parameters not found. Please contact the Earth Directorate for updated orders.
Can't, Val. You know that. She's going to ground now. But as part of her original undercover mission, DeVries was asserted at the Vox relay station on Paradise Island. She'd have followed protocol, established a safe room there. Wager that's where we'll find clues as to her present plans and whereabouts. Thank you, Commander. Means a lot coming from you. Just to be clear, I'm not saying we're strolling up to the Vox station and knock nicely. The Vox is highly restricted and heavily defended. It'd be a death sentence. We might ought to explore the island first, find out what we can. The satellite alert pinged DeVries' tracker in a town, name of Fairfield. Wasn't nowhere clear as yours, so we need to poke around a bit. Doubt she's there now, but it seems a better place to start than assaulting a Protectorate communications hub. The sooner we get to Paradise Island, the better. Ought to bring Val with us when we leave. She might not look it, but she can be fearsome in a fight. Ready to disembark, Commander. Just say the word.
Records indicate that lockboxes, such as the two housed in this dispenser, were originally part of a failed smuggling operation. Special lockbox keys are needed to open them. After discovering the first lockbox, Agent Ibarra installed this dispenser to house additional lockboxes, which may be located throughout the colony. Unfortunately, due to a jam, the dispenser is currently inoperable. Agent Ibarra deprioritized its repair in order to focus on rescuing you, Commander. Theorizing. Extracting the contents from the first lockbox may disencumber the dispenser, allowing it to return to normal operations. This unit has an advanced decryption key that can open the first lockbox, Commander. Agent Ibarra updated this unit's security protocols following an incident of minor exposure. This unit is currently forbidden from unlocking containers, safes, and bathrooms in use. Helpful addendum. Scans also indicate an Auntie's Choice dematerializer within the first lockbox, which you may find useful in the discreet disposal of bodies, Commander. An Earth Directorate agent prepares for all eventualities, including but not limited to unpremeditated murder. Additionally, the second lockbox's contents may contain parts to upgrade your Valerie unit. Upgrades are recommended to improve your experience of Valerie. Agent Ibarra theorizes that some keys may be obtainable from vendors, but the majority are likely scattered around the colony. Please be on the lookout for any additional lockboxes, which may be stored here for your convenience.
No offense to Val, but it's real nice having someone watching my back who ain't in constant need of recalibration. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind? Being this close to DeVries feels like we're finally on track to set the universe aright. Anyway, need something, Commander? It was less merger and more hostile takeover. I don't have all the details, but it sounds like Spacer's Choice tried to outmaneuver Anti-Cleo through quasi-legal means and got a hell of a lot more than they bargained for. And now her new brand's been turned into an invasion force bent on conquering the entire system. Funny how life works out. Oh yeah? What's needling you? Fair point. Guess Horizon Point didn't exactly foster a lasting fellowship, did it? All jesting aside, what's there to tell? Spent the first year getting back up on my feet, literally. Been mostly laying low since then, maintaining my cover. Before the invasion, at least, the Earth Directorate still needed someone to watch the colony, and I had 2 working lamps. Not always. Went a couple of stretches there on low power to avoid detection from Protectorate patrols. I usually shut her down for a few cycles then. The way you're gawping at me right now makes me think I answered that question wrong. I appreciate the concern. Won't lie, had some hard years. Got caught up in a few lost causes, the particulars of which I'd rather not go into now, if it's all the same. I found you. Oh, and Val's been stalling less since I patched her acclimator. Ship doesn't smell anymore. That's about it. Spratwurst. I was trying to teach myself some new skills in the galley. Val got it into her hardware. I needed a hobby. I figured Spratwurst ain't an easy meal to mess up. Yeah, I figured. That's why I didn't say anything about it before. Just pay no mind to that odd scarring in the galley. I'm still working on getting that stain out. I've got time. Like most colonies, good people being ground down from above. A lot of fancy talk from suits about streamlining and quarterly earnings while them on the line barely scrape by. Triangulum's known for churning out freighters, and shipbuilding ain't exactly known for being clean, safe work neither. Especially when corners get cut. Can't remember a time I didn't end the day all banged up, filthy, and smelling like I just crawled out of an exhaust port. It was hard work, sure. But there was something special about seeing one of them long haulers fire up her engines for the first time and knowing you had a hand in her construction. Funny thing was, I wasn't even an engineer back then. But I wanted to learn, so I paid attention. Too good of attention, as it turned out. I was working late one evening and overheard something I shouldn't have. Some bigwigs exchanging inside information that would have cost the corporation a pretty bit. A day later, I was being accused of corporate espionage. Didn't want to bring any heat down on anyone else, so I went on the run before the first jackboot showed up at my door. Oh, now, you'll have to tell me what those other things are sometime. I was on the run for, I don't even know how long. The days sort of bled into one another. I started losing hope of things ever changing for the better. Then, the Earth Directorate showed up. They liberated Triangulum, pulling me and the rest of the colony out from under the corporate boot. Joining up after that just made sense. I could ask you the same thing. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone back to my old life instead of becoming an agent. Stayed on Triangulum, become an engineer or something near to it. I knew joining up with the Earth Directorate wasn't going to be a life of low turbulence, but at least it'd have dignity and purpose to it. Now you tell me. But back to your initial question. Do I regret becoming an agent? Yeah, some days. But then there's days like the one when I found you. And, well, not much to regret there. Only thing I know for sure is my opinion today is colored by more than just the rosy tint of a low-run kid looking up at the stars. Life's not fair, but it keeps on. You buttering me up for a favor? I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking extra shifts cleaning the head. I have so many questions I want to ask right now, but I think I'd regret getting the answers. Oh, and thanks for what you said. Maybe I'm not as far away from where I started as I thought. My folks shuffled off the motor coil when I was little. Assembly line accident. Got passed between some distant relations for a few years. They tried their best. Weren't cruel or nothing, but life on Triangulum was tough. And they had their own families to worry about, you know? I didn't like feeling like I was adding to their burden, so I struck out on my own just as soon as I could. And well, you know how that turned out. Yeah. Thoughts crossed my mind over the years, especially when it was just me and Val. I wish I spent more time with her when I had the chance. No point missing something you're never getting back, though. That's either hope or foolishness, Commander, and I can't tell which. Even if we survive the rift, 10 years is a long time to be gone. No word. They probably figure I'm dead. Void it all. Now you got me thinking about it. How about this? We ever make it out of this system, I'll take you back to Triangulum, make the introductions myself. Deal? Oh yeah. They're gonna get a real charge out of you. She was one of the forward agents who went ahead to assess just how bad Triangulum had gotten. We met while I was in hiding, and I helped her learn the lay of the land, as it were. She was no nonsense. I thought her one of the smartest people I'd ever met. And while she could also be cutting, I felt like I only caught her edge when I deserved it. I liked her. And for some reason, she seemed to take a shine to me. But she wasn't around long. By the time I officially joined up, she'd already moved on to the next mission. Sure was. Kept hoping I might run into her during training. But now I know she was busy turning her coat here in Arcadia. I've got time.
Awaiting orders. How may this unit assist you, Commander? Presenting the Valerie unit, the latest and greatest in a line of Earth Directorate support automechanicals. All you could want in a squad mate at half the cost. The Valerie unit is the exclusive property of the Earth Directorate and is not intended for civilian or commercial use. Resale of this unit is strictly prohibited. Searching mission parameters. 1 moment. Searching. Error. Unable to find current mission parameters. Defaulting to last known objectives. Goal. Infiltrate Horizon Point Station and retrieve data pertaining to skip drives and rifts.
You'll have to pardon Val, Commander. She gets confused sometimes. Logic unit can't always keep up. I keep tinkering with her assembly, but no dice. I hope you're not implying what I think you are, or we're gonna have to have us some words.
Do you have any other queries, Commander? Attempting to ride this unit in order to replicate the experience of flight is strongly discouraged.
What? Are your legs painted on, Commander? Can't get around on your own power?
Thank you for your interest in utilizing this unit, but that action is inadvisable at this time. Do you have any other queries, Commander? Vitality augmentation, logistics evaluation, reconnaissance, and information extraction unit. This unit was first deployed on a mission to Redacted more than 10 years ago and was primarily credited for that operation's success. Other highlights include the triumph at Redacted, the rescue of Redacted, and the first successful execution of the Stanfield maneuver in zero gravity. Detecting a tone of frustration. Initiating placation. My apologies, Commander, but it seems you lack the authorization to proceed with that action at this time. Do you have any other queries, Commander?
See that thing in the sky there? That'll be the Vox relay.
Vox stations serve as key communication hubs for the Protectorate. Unauthorized visitors are likely to be shot or hanged on sight.
And that's why we're headed to Fairfield first. Less chance of us getting shot while picking up debris trail. Had the rest of sounding glib? That ain't a good sign.
Correction. The sign seems to be functioning normally.
Can't say the same for the trooper. Big, dark cavern ahead. Seems likely we'll find Krabble's hereabouts.
No target. pad.
Stop that scrounging around.
Hello there, go-getter. Welcome to Fairfield, now under the new and improved management of Auntie's Choice. I'd usually ask if you were affiliated with the previous regime, but you lack the bewildered gaze of a yay-saying protectorate subject. Even so, going to have to ask you to identify yourself. Still a war on and all. Earth Directorate, huh? Like, from the serials? Thought Arcadia was outside your jurisdiction. Any folk native to this place sure wouldn't have ever heard of you. End of the day, we let most anybody in. Bottom line's all we care about is our bottom line. That'll be all. Unless you got any questions before you're on your way. As I've never heard of her, can't say I can. Seems like Minister Milverstreet knows everybody, though. Probably ask him. Anything else? On the way from the landing pad? Had a convoy out that way. They're overdue. See any sign of them? Damnation. I had a friend on that detail. He always carried this, keepsake. You didn't happen to find it, did you? I'd normally think you some sort of unfeeling monster for a remark like that. Combat can do funny things to one's gray matter. Them Protectorate drones been a serious menace of late. Heard Trooper Faulkner shot a few. You find a way to put a stop to them. There's a bounty for it. Bounty terminal's out next to the jail, across from the bar. Just down the lane here a spell. You get to Town Hall, you passed it. What? You been in hibernation or something? We're here to bring the free market's liberation to the people of Arcadia. And Arcadia's bounty to the rest of the galaxy, of course. Oh, we got everything. One of them, at least. Clinic's over there on your left. Watering hole's a bit down on the right. Market's a straight shot down the lane. Before I forget, I have standing orders to send all newcomers to Minister Milverstreet. He's in the town hall. That'd be the one with the giant hologram on it. Can't miss it. Once again, welcome to Fairfield, the official new home of free trade and self-reliance on Eden.
Auntie's Choice knows that
Holler when you're ready for me, Doc. Over here. Definitely not in excruciating pain.
Don't believe the rumors. We are currently experiencing longer than normal waiting time. Blood and bile are covered under our standard. Please, limit all respiratory fits of coughing, choking, and/or please. Limit all respiratory. Don't believe. We are currently experiencing longer than normal waiting times. For expedited treatment, please
must
dial
ask you to hold still.
93.
Consume in peace, and we won't have a problem. You'd make a great lower manager.
Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
Injuries detected. Please seek medical assistance prior to loss of consciousness. How may this unit assist you, Commander? Paradise Island is a sparsely populated landmass located off the west coast of Eden's primary continent. The island is host to idyllic coastlines, verdant flora, and extremely hostile protectorate garrisons. Plan your visit accordingly.
Choose just any choice when you could choose Auntie's Choice.
Hostilities are at a standstill. I aim to keep them standing still.
Holler when you're ready for me, Doc. I'll be over here. Definitely not in excruciating pain.
Elsewhere.
I must ask you to hold
If you're
still.
not a go-getter, then go away.
My liver ain't the lily kind. Tell it to me straight, Doc.
The bullet shattered your tibia and all but demolished your gastrocnemius muscle. Due to the risk of infection, I have to abscise your leg. There is good news, however. I recently enrolled in a course on advanced amputation techniques, so I'll be seeing a positive return on my investment sooner than expected. Don't be obscene. I have on hand a perfectly adequate tranquilizer to manage any flailing.
Say, how sore are my pockets gonna be after all this, Doc? Don't suppose there's a discount for only taking a portion of the leg?
I'm not running a charity. If you desire full treatment, you'll pay full cost. If that's a problem, seek compensation from your commanding officer. Well then, she should have thought about that before getting shot.
This is a mighty big decision, Doc. Can I have a moment to noodle on it?
I don't encourage delays, but very well. It'll take a few minutes for me to warm up the saw anyway. At the moment, yes, it's only medical, Doctor. We also have Dr. Tinsley, but let's just say she's in a different discipline altogether. I'm on my own then, more or less. In case it isn't apparent, I'm having what might be called a day. A whole platoon of soldiers decided to get themselves all shot up defending the forward operating base. And then there's Erickson. Something happened with a drone. I don't know. You'd be better off speaking with him about it. Those soldiers are exsanguinating at a non-life-threatening rate, I'll have you know. Short of you skipping back in time and ordering the coagulant I need, I doubt anything can be done to accelerate the timetable for treating these soldiers. I am a doctor, not a magician. I cannot manufacture coagulant from the aether, neither do I possess the special training to improvise with what supplies I have on hand. Now, was there anything else? Pharmaceuticals, bandages, tinctures, it's all here.
Yes?
Take this admonishment with all the professional affection a physician can legally administer. In future, you might consider moving away from bullets instead of into them.
But without my leg, how am I going to climb the ranks?
Literally, probably not very dexterously. Metaphorically, well, that depends on your own initiative, doesn't it? Excuse me, I'm in the middle of a private consultation.
Say, how sore are my pockets going to be after all this, Doc? Don't suppose there's a discount for only taking a portion of the leg?
I'm not running a charity. If you desire full treatment, you'll pay full cost. While you're in my office, I'd ask that you do not discourage my patients from acquiring the necessary funds to save their lives. Thank you.
This is a mighty big decision, Doc. Can I have a moment to noodle on it?
I don't encourage delays, but very well. It'll take a few minutes for me to warm up the saw anyway. Sweet merciful law, as if I haven't enough to contend with than some would-be resurrectionist coming around. What's next, a giant station falling out of the sky to crush us all? In case it isn't apparent, I'm having what might be called a day. A whole platoon of soldiers decided to get themselves all shot up defending the forward operating base. And then there's Erickson. Something happened with a drone. I don't know. You'd be better off speaking with him about it. Short of you skipping back in time and ordering the coagulant I need, I doubt anything can be done to accelerate the timetable for treating these soldiers. I am a doctor, not a magician. I cannot manufacture coagulant from the aether, neither do I possess the special training to improvise with what supplies I have on hand. Now, was there anything else? Oh, certainly. Right after I see to all these other patients who arrived before you. Such hysterics would not endear you to me, no. It had better be important. Some, most still tout the all-healing nature of protectorate medicine. But despite that, they're surprisingly amenable to accepting treatment.
They ain't grown up with the right to dissent. Probably wouldn't even occur to them to turn down poison if you told them to take it.
Good thing I don't prescribe poison then. normally. In truth, I expected more resistance given the sudden transition. But I'm not one to complain of a headache I don't have. You've returned. Now let me fetch some clean gloves. I'll do it later. I'm still quite busy, so make this quick if you please. Yes, I can clearly see that. I'm still up to my lamps and wounded and dying. But I suppose having you expire in front of waiting patients would not do much to instill confidence. I can apply some Antes branded deep wound adhesive, but it's hardly cheap. All right. Well, let me know if you change your mind. I can't fix you up when you're dead.
Stop that scrounging around. Pushing your luck.
Might I have a word, Commander? I know I've been pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. Avoid it. I'm just gonna ask. Got an old friend here on the island. The doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. Ex-protectorate, a good man. Tracked on the Westport a short time ago, but never got up the nerve to visit. Reckon we could drop by and pay him a visit. Brief one, of course. I had some bad years on my own. Now with you here, being part of a team, this might sound a mite soppy, but I feel like I could be a proper agent again. That starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. And I've been chewing on that live wire for a while. Too long, maybe. After I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could to help folks in difficult spots. Fighting protectorate tyranny in small ways. Too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, well, all my directorate talk fired him up even more. I had my orders. I was to stay low. Couldn't let the protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. I agree. But the problem with burning down a system is finding ways out for all the innocent folk trapped inside it. That wasn't the goal anyway. Just helping out where we could. We worked hard, but the Protectorate's arbiters and sentinels worked harder. Often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the Protectorate's boot. Guess some of what you said way back when stuck. All that talk about putting people first. Figured that's what I was doing. Putting a stop to all the pain I was causing. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. We were arguing every day. Eventually, cutting ties just seemed for the best. Clean line. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him, till recent. If it weren't for Zeb, I'd be in the ground. It's a debt I never properly repaid. Plus, I don't relish his last memory of me being a vanishing act. I owe him better. And since finding you, well, a lot feels possible now that didn't before. Much appreciated, Commander. Promise, I won't be making a habit of pulling skeletons out of my closet. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts, but never got up the nerve to visit before now. We ought to start there.
Caught in the act. My records show you have an outstanding fine for past offenses. Pay up or face Auntie's justice. I'll take what you have then. There's no profit in killing a paying debtor, so you're free to go. For now.
skepticism. I'll pay my tab in no time. You'll see.
Everything copacetic? Don't answer. I don't much care.
My words. When my deal comes through, I'll have enough bits.
I see a huge opportunity for us.
That guard wasn't being ironical.
Welcome to the Name Pending Saloon, purveyor of spirits and stimuli. What'll it be, stranger? Pick your poison, and I am mostly not being literal there. Back already? Anything else I can help you with? Why, sure. You'd be surprised how much loose talk and idle speculation occurs around here. What, between them Protectorate defectors, finally able to speak their minds, and all our off-duty Antes employees carping about work and the war? Any particular topic you have in mind? Oh, Minister Milford Street's blessed with the gift of gab. Swear he could sell bypass shunts to a Raptidon. Ain't one of them falsely magniloquent types, though. Sincere fella. Shares command of Fairfield with Acquisitions Officer Carr. She's blunt and murderous. Two traits Auntie's Choice highly prizes in a commander of corporate forces. To say they have differing approaches to leadership is like saying, gee, suns are hot, whilst being incinerated in a solar eruption. Vox Station's run by a brigadier by the name of Montelli. Sounds like he's as much a danger to his own troops as ours. Real piece of work, even by Protectorate standards. Reportedly enamored of show trials and summary executions. Tell you one thing you can't avoid, the bridge. No other way around it, and at present, it's held by Protectorate forces. We have a small contingent of troops bivouacked nearby. Forward Operating Base, they call it. You're asking me for the particulars of a high-level corporate acquisition. Like an in-depth accounting of the various parties who vied for control and who won out in the end? They merged. Rebranded. Auntie Cleo seems in charge now. Dunno. Do my best to steer clear of corporate intrigue. My pleasure. Got anything for me in return? Of course I know that. We all do. Just trying to make some bits while I can, you know? Besides, some say it's decades away. Why fret unduly today? Here I was hoping you'd have a good story for me in exchange, but oh well. Not everyone's a seasoned raconteur. That is an ensuing step on my 19-point business plan. Trying to find a name that would convince patrons to spend their hard-earned bits here. Like to hear a few contenders? At present, my top favorites are 1. The Drunken Haggler, 2. Accessories, 3. Absinthe-minded, 4. The Fair Shake. Now tell me, which would make you spend your hard-earned bits here?
Well, that's what we'll call it then. I'll tell future business partners we did extensive outside testing. I can now check off step 18 of my business plan. Wait, have you already read it? Did you sneak in here whilst I was on break and peruse it in its entirety? Well, you must be some kind of intuitive business genius then. Hope you're not staying in town long. Don't need the competition. Anyhow. All right. Appreciate you dropping by.
My copious direct time for another performance review already. Apologies, I'm still applying the required elbow grease to scour these surfaces, just like a novice facility sanitizer should. Oh no, I'm not getting demoted again, am I? This meritocratic society is still so foreign. The workplace skullduggery, the prioritizing of self over community, the excessively colorful nutrition. I fear I'm not cut out for this canid, eat canid lifestyle. Seems the only way to flourish is through general underhandedness and ruthless efficiency. Never picked up those skills in my 50 years as Fairfield's drone operator. Pity they didn't keep me on there. I was quite skilled at it. Well, you're right. I wanted change. Whole reason I left the Protectorate in the first place. No sense complaining about the means now. Trying to stay on top in the cutthroat world of facility sanitation is not a young person's game. No siree.
Our target audience here is people who want to forget their worries. And sometimes their names.
Finally find a way to get ahead.
With a door this tough, they must be storing something good in there.
Yeah, guns, armor, probably some ammunition too. Honestly, Kemp ain't that much of a mystery.
Have you two come to mock me like your fellow dullards? Perhaps if you rub together your only 2 brain cells, you might even come up with something approaching cutting. No. Wait. You're not some corporate simpleton, are you? On the contrary, you have the manner of an officer about you. Someone who understands the substantive weight of command. From your tone, am I to suppose it didn't end well? must have been a nettlesome experience indeed if you remain so prickly about it. Please, allow me to start over. I am Warden Sterling, dedicated servant of the Protector of Arcadia and caretaker of worlds, the Sovereign Henry Varick. And if I did? So you would. But I am of two minds on the matter of providing one. You may hold no allegiance to Auntie's choice, but you are not protectorate either. I think it best we end our conclave here. Be on your way before you draw attention to either of us. Leave me be. I have no interest in dealing with the machinations of you dark marketers today.
You're thinking too small, Murph. I'd put money on the Protectorate stashing treasure inside. A whole pool of bits enough to swim in.
It's a constabulary, not a bank. And certainly not some kind of gold-filled swimming hole. Besides, these Protectorate lack imagination. Never had an original thought wasn't written down for them first. Like I told you before, it's probably just guns. I'd guess you're one such person.
Up close and personal. You must be someone who doesn't mind getting a little blood on themselves.
Might be our new friends also the sort who can get through impenetrable doors. How's that strike you?
We've tried everything short of skipping a ship through that door to get inside. Though, come to think of it, maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Don't encourage him.
Fine, Skip drives out. Say, maybe we could commandeer one of them tractors out in the field instead. Oh, bet that could plow through the door.
In case you haven't noticed, we're in the middle of a war, and hard to say whether we're winning or not. Better question is why no one else is treating this like a top priority. Part of being a good soldier is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. For example, I'm good at shooting wisecracking stooges in the face. Want to see?
Tell him about the bridge, Murph. That'll give perspective.
In any siege, advantage goes to the defenders. Right now, the Protectorate still has control of the bridge to the Vox station. That station is the key to taking Paradise Island. When Officer Carr ever gets the go-ahead, we need to be ready. Right. With all our new trainees, we've got the numbers. But bodies won't mean diddly without the weapons and equipment hopefully inside that armory.
If there are any weapons at all, I still say it's treasure. This is Eden after all.
You've made your case, Kemp. I'm more interested in hearing the opinion of our new friend here. What do you suppose is in there?
Don't that strike you as a touch simple? And anyway, why would the Protectorate lock up everything they'd need to fight back? Unless they were trying to keep it from an invading force. Saying it aloud's altered my opinion somewhat. Fine. It's possible. I'll grant you.
I don't see it mattering much either way. That door is sealed tighter than a salt tuna can. Nobody's getting through anytime soon. You sound like you've got something percolating. Wish I had that excuse.
Guess we gotta start afresh. Can we untable that tractor meat store idea now?
Don't go into that cheap saloon if you got a lick of gumption. They got no tolerance for it. Why do you think I'm out here? Has nothing to do with my current and very temporary shortage of funds.
No signs of corrosion. Exhaust manifold still warm. Come on, baby.
Can't get that Annie's Choice jingle out of my head. Hey, if I start humming it, you do what you gotta. Anyway, need something, Commander?
You just stopping by to admire the mines, or is there something I can help you with? See this system here? It deploys extreme countermeasures against overhead attacks in the form of aerial explosives, oft referred to as sky mines by those who prefer brevity. However, the whole thing is currently non-operational. Some problem with the lifting mechanism. No lift means no sky mines. No sky mines means the enemy can blow in like a bad sail, and we'll all be passing in our bits before you can say, gee, nice weather we're having today. slow on the uptake, aren't you? Until I curry out the kinks in this system, we all should worry. How anyone around here gets any sleep is a damn mystery. Why don't you do me a favor and hit the trail? Don't bother me again lest you've something more to contribute than insults. All right, baby. It's just me and you again. Now how's about we figure out what's wrong?
For in the tossball leagues this season.
Tossball? You mean, is everything supposed to be so sweet?
Yes. Mind your own business interests.
I was made a sovereign. Have a profitable day.
Yes. Oh.
Whether it's an orifice. How about I do my job and you two?
Yet you see fit to keep me in a constant state of consternation. With each unauthorized act, you jeopardize our hold of Fairfield.
Yes, but you must understand, the Protectorate citizenry is a hair's breadth from defection. Within the week, I'm certain.
Certain. Like the week prior and the week before that. Impressive foresight you wield. Should apply to join the Order of the Ascendant.
It would be difficult enough to convert the stubborn populace without your soldiers' constant, ill-advised forays.
Enough! Your yipping reminds me of my 2 old canids. I loved those canids. You, on the other hand, are trying my patience. We don't want to try Auntie's patience, do we?
No, Auntie.
Yes, I thought not. Now, unless you care to see what life in the lower rungs looks like, you will both of you cease your foolish maneuvering immediately. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Auntie.
Good. See that it is done. I will brook no more disappointments. And while you're at it, you might want to look into your security situation, Commander. I'm not accustomed to an audience when addressing my subordinates.
Who in the void? Eavesdropping on Auntie's choice business is like to get a body shot for spine. Though you're not wanting for moxie. I'll give you that.
Now hold a moment, Carr. When opportunity comes visiting, perhaps it's better not to riddle it full of holes. Our new compatriot may be of assistance.
A surprisingly good point, especially from you. She only forbade us using our own personnel. Be a whole other matter were a stranger to happen to aid one of us. But which? Well, you seem an observant sort, so I expect you'll tire of Milver Street's bluster soon enough. Come see me before agreeing to whatever absurdity he proposes. Unlike him, I have some work actually befitting your time. I'll be waiting.
Alone at last. I never thought she'd leave. Now then, allow me to introduce myself. I am D.B. Milver Street, Minister of Marketing, Duke of Demographics, Commercial Condottiere, President of Promotional Material. Tell me, do you believe in signs? I sell to the gullible and impressionable. You, however, seem a mite too clever to buy what I'm peddling. No, friend, I've got something better in mind for you. I do not believe in signs. I believe in opportunities. Right now, at this moment, you and I have an opportunity to save countless lives. But I'm hardly the type to beg and ask for nothing in return. Tell me, what do you desire of this island? Who doesn't get such a compulsion from time to time? Well, if you're serious about it, I suspect we can assist one another. You help me, and I'll get you inside. Better yet, helping me shall result in our saving dozens, no, hundreds of lives. Your conscience shall be renewed. You're a hard sell. All right, I'll play this your way. If I attain my goals, I suspect I shall find it far easier to ascend within Auntie's choice. And I'm especially willing to aid you. Did that get your attention? Auntie may demand Carr and I do nothing. But for each moment I remain inactive, dozens fall in meaningless combat. I seek a persuasive method of alleviating this conflict. The Protectorate utilizes a procedure known as mental refreshment to ease the temperament of wayward subjects. The Ministry of Accuracy contains vital information about the process and where it is performed. This is the prize I seek. I previously sent a grafted soldier, Trooper Sealong, to retrieve said information, but I have not heard from her in some time. Consequently, I must presume the worst. I have some faint recollections of the fuzz beneath my hat. Perhaps I saw such a name amidst my perusal of the Protectorate domicile assignment records. The record room is in this building. You have my permission to peruse at your leisure. Protectorate subjects willingly submit themselves to a kind of mental reset designed to bring them closer to the Protectorate ideal. But I have reason to believe that their system is less rigid than Protectorate leadership would claim. It's ripe for exploitation. Is there a more beautiful phrase? Grafted soldiers were the subjects of the Enhanced Soldier Program, so named as its intent was to utilize nature to enhance a soldier's natural talents. Unfortunately, the program resulted in many casualties, and what few successes we had were, literally short-lived. I may be a motivator of persons, but I'm also something of a realist. Our grafted soldiers are capable at their apex, but many degrade before accomplishing themselves. I chose Trooper Sealong to grant her the opportunity to be of use, but the grafting program was shuttered with good reason. Best to be thorough. Yes. One additional word of warning. The good Commander Carr shall not take kindly to your working with me, though that is a bridge most worth burning in my estimate. An opportunity to attain my goals and stick my finger in Babylon's eye? Today's as grand as when I led in the performance department showing of Life of a Salesman. Find your way to the Ministry of Accuracy. And if Trooper Sealong is still alive, do send her back here to debrief. She's still contracted to us after all.
Watch out for that Auntie Cleo. I know she don't look it, but she's more dangerous than she seems. Even the whole of Spacer's Choice couldn't outmaneuver her.
Commander, there is a 98.7% chance that hunting Agent DeVries will require greater amounts of ammunition than you currently possess. Ammunition can be purchased at vending machines or crafted at a workbench using materials like this collection of scrap metal and powder.
I can also help you craft items in a pinch when we're out together. Most won't even explode on you.
Ejected from the saloon because I'm 3 sheets to the wind. Well, maybe I am drunk. Drunk on bold ideas.
Can't believe some of those Protectorate hull heads just couldn't see the benefit of self-betterment.
Yeah, let them simmer in their steak.
Congratulations on your acquisition of the materializer. The dispenser is now functioning normally. Your ability to conceal homicides has also been increased by 85.9%.